Okay, I'm back. I wanted to do another part. I am slouched over, and I'm sorry about that, but, sorry. I say sorry a lot, so you gotta get used to that, because I have a bad, guilty conscience. So, back to the paranormal stuff. That knocking sound was my dog under one of my couch, under my couch against the wall. She likes to hide a lot, since I have paranormal entities here. She hides a lot. So, and it's normal for her to hide sometimes, but when I first moved in, she did not hide at all under furniture until later in the time I lived here. But yeah, what was I going to talk about? Oh, another dream I had that was recent. I was dreaming that I was kissing somebody, and I was getting aroused and stuff, and then they turned ugly and stuff, or looked like a monster, and I pulled away, and I made a weird face, and he had his tooth sticking out, and I touched the tooth and pulled it out, and it was really, really long, and I looked at this dude, and I'm like, what the fuck happened to your mouth? I literally said that, and it was weird. It was fucked up. I had another dream that was weird. That was today. I have trouble sleeping at night. I'm usually up until 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, I went to bed at 3, and I had several dreams up until 3 o'clock in the morning. Not 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, correction. And it was all violent nightmares, but they didn't scare me that much as the one with the fire is bad stuff. But I just woke up and went, this is how I wake up when I have a nightmare. I went, wake up gasping. And then I sit up, and then I lay there and look at the ceiling, and I'm like, it's just a nightmare, it's not real. And then I got up. I get up. But this dream, it's hard. These two dreams were close together, are hard to explain. I guess I was killing animals and I didn't know it. But the second one, I was running from something, maybe, and it's kind of hard to remember because of my memory loss stuff. I have troubles with memory at times, but I was running, and I was fighting these animals that were trying to harm me, I guess. And then this animal that was a skin and bones monster-looking thing that looked like a boxer almost. And it lunged at me, and I bit its head, and all I could feel was its bones, and I was like, ah! And then I woke up. That's the second dream I had. The first dream, it was something like the Titanic or something, but I was in something like a ship, and sorry if I'm looking away at the camera, I cannot look a person in the eye. It's kind of hard to do, because, my PTSD from having had child abuse. Okay, you gotta remember, I have troubles looking at the camera, and I can't help it. But when I do look at the camera, I try to look, but if I don't, I'm sorry. Back to the dream. But, this dream seems so weird. I was in the ship, like I said. I was walking around, and some reason the ship started flooding up. And I think I've had this dream before. And I kept running and running and running. Up flights of stairs in this place, going to other rooms and stuff, and I tried to get away from the water, and then I finally jumped off the boat, and when I fell into the water, I couldn't swim, so I drowned, and that's when I woke up going, again, and then I went back to my potty room, and then got back to bed. That was in, probably at noon, and then I went back to sleep. So, yeah. I've had another dream in the past. Just give me a minute. There we go. I had another dream in the past that was familiar. That was weird. I would have a dream that this dream would probably scare anybody and would scare anybody from getting on elevators. Literally. I went into this elevator and this other person came in with me. It's hard to explain how this elevator did. This elevator would go up. If it went up, it would spin upside down several times, and you could fall through a door under you. And then if it went down, it would flip the other way. And if you didn't hang on, you would fall down into this door and into this pit, like I said. And so this time, I hung on for dear life because we were going up. I was hanging on. And when we went to the floor we went to, I just jumped out of there. And then I went into another one, and it went the other way because I had to get to a certain floor. And then I'd fall, and then that time I would fall through the pit and I would die. So, yeah, I have had weird dreams in the past that might explain, the having an incubus. I would dream when I was a little kid. I would dream that I was growling at something, and it was in these vents. I would growl at it, and it would growl back. And I've had this dream several times in my childhood. I would growl at it would growl more, and then it would jump out and get me. And it was a monster-like thing that would try to get me. And then there's this one time I had a dream that this went on for several weeks. This dream, I'd be out by my school in front of it by the flagpole. I would scream in the dream, and something would growl back in the sky. And then I would scream again, and then lightning would hit me, and I would get hurt. And then I'd wake up. And recently I had the dream that was totally different. That was just like the first dream when I was a little kid about the growling in the vent, but it was totally different. It was in another setting. I would growl at this door in this caged door, and this thing would lunge, try to break the door, and it would growl at me. It seemed kind of like a guy with horns and with a black pentagram on his chest, and he had a tail. I couldn't remember the tail, but I hate to say he was kind of gorgeous, but kind of not. He was kind of gorgeous. No compliments to anyone here. Okay. He was kind of cute, so, yeah. And he had this tail, like I was explained what Lorenzo looks like before. I think he had a tail with 2 snakes on it. He had long black hair. His skin was red except for the pentagram. The pentagram would be black, so his eyes would be blue, and he would try to break through the cage door, and there was all surrounded by him, the cage, and there would be 2 walls next to the cage, and it would have a lock, an old time lock. It was like back in the old Wild West kind of jail, and he would thrash at it whenever I growled at him, like it was as if I was taunting him, and he would just give me this evil looking grin. I don't know why I had the dream like that, but if I said before that Lorenzo had a pentagram on his tongue, sorry, it was not his tongue, it was his chest. I'm checking the time. Yeah, he would try to break through. Then next year I had a dream, and I think this is symbolic, that one time, this time, I would growl at each time I had this, My mind. It's not with it today. Each time I would growl, each time in every dream that repeated, that was about this simple subject. I would growl at it, and the door would loosen because he'd bang against it. And the last time I growled at it, he broke the door, and he lunged at me, and it was weird. And then he'd start violating me. I think that was when I was turned. What age was I when I had the last dream about that? I think I was 15. I'm not sure. I think I was 15, and then I would have sexual dreams when I was 15, and then they'd abruptly stop until I turned either 17 or 18, and then they'd continue, and then they'd stop. And and then they'd start when I was 19, and then 20, they started, and continue on when I was 19, 20, and 21. I'm 21 right now, about to turn 22 in January, but I haven't had that many sexual dreams lately. But I've had a couple, and some of them I don't remember because they were awkward, and I would have troubles remembering them because they would happen like a flash, and then I'd wake up and I wouldn't remember. Sometimes when I do have sexual dreams, I wake up and I don't remember right away. I think it's because Incubus is trying to make me forget it before I wake up. I am not sure, but sometimes that happens, and sometimes if the dream is really dead on with my memory, I will remember it, like the feel of how the person's lips were, the feel of their hair and stuff. Yeah, I would remember that. That's detailed. If it's a detailed dream, I would remember it. Let me check the time. Okay. Sorry, that was my knee. I'm rubbing my knee right now. Yeah, if a dream is very, very detailed, I will remember it. And if it's like, I gotta sit up a little bit. If it's, like I said, detailed, and if it's like very graphic, I will probably remember it. But yeah, like I said, I want you guys to help me with this question. Is the continuing dreams about the growling at the vents and something coming out to get me symbolic? About warning me of an incubus coming into my life, and also growling at the sky, me growling at the sky, and lightning crashing down on me? A symbol is also the growling at this cage with Lorenzo in it, and him breaking out. Could that also means something symbolic? I want you guys to answer this through email. NorahimeYumi12@gmail.com. I will try to get a Twitter account, but I'm not sure if I want to, but I might not get a Twitter account. Not too big on certain social media. I'm not on Facebook very often because I'm not too big on that. There's certain social medias I don't like Facebook that much, or Twitter. All you have to do is email me. How you spell Norahime Yumi is NORAHIMEYUMI, number 12, at gmail.com. Email me there and see what you think. If those are too symbolic, was my dreams warning me of an incubus attachment? Well, I'll see you later, YouTubers. See ya. Norahime Yumi, straight out.